What if I told you the United States and Great Britain once almost went to war over a pig? Yeah, a pig. Today, we're diving into the true story of the Pig War, the bizarre 1859 standoff that nearly split Washington state, reshaped the U.S.-Canada border, and brought two world powers within seconds of battle, all because of one hungry animal. This is Stories of the States, and today we're heading to the foggy islands of the Pacific Northwest, where a farm, a garden, and a single bullet almost changed American history forever. First, we need to talk about the San Juan Islands, one of the weirdest territorial disputes in American history. In the mid-1800s, the U.S. and Britain couldn't agree which channel marked the actual border between Washington Territory and British Canada. The U.S. said the border ran through the Haro Strait. Britain insisted it ran through the Rosario Strait. The difference? Both interpretations made San Juan Island theirs. So by the 1850s, the island became a frontier showdown. American settlers lived on one side. The British-run Hudson's Bay Company ran a massive sheep farm on the other two communities. Two flags, zero clear law. That's the fuse. Now let's light it. On June 15, 1859, an American farmer named Lyman Cutler woke up to find a large black pig rooting through his potato garden. This wasn't new. This pig belonged to the Hudson's Bay Company, and it had a habit of treating Cutler's potatoes like a buffet. This time Cutler snapped. He grabbed his rifle, took aim, and fired. The pig dropped, and history changed. Cutler admitted what he'd done and offered to pay $10 in compensation. The British responded, "We want $100. Cutler refused. British officials threatened arrest. American settlers panicked, and within days, that one shot turned into a frontier emergency. Washington Territory's fiery commander, General William S. Harney, heard the news and did what Harney always did. He escalated everything. Without permission from Washington, D.C., Harney ordered Company D of the 9th Infantry to San Juan Island, an entire military detachment to defend an American farmer from a pig-related arrest. And he sent a rising officer you may have heard of, Captain George Pickett. Yes, that George Pickett, future Confederate general. But right here, he's the guy who starts the Pig War. Pickett landed on the island and immediately declared, "The Americans will not be arrested on American soil." Britain's response? They sent 3 warships. Suddenly, the U.S. Army and the Royal Navy were staring each other down at cannon range, all triggered by one hog. By the end of the summer, the island looked like a front line. 461 American soldiers, 14 American cannons, 5 British warships, 2,100 Royal Marines. Both sides had orders to defend themselves, but not fire first. And that's what turned this into one of the most tense moments in Pacific Northwest history. One wrong move, one misread signal, one nervous trigger finger, and the U.S. and Britain would have entered a full-scale war in 1859. On the opposite side of the continent from every major American military base. Even stranger, no one actually wanted to fight. British Admiral Robert Baines famously said, "I will not involve two great nations in a war over a squabble about a pig." Smart man. But locally, tempers kept rising. American settlers insisted the British were trespassing. The Hudson's Bay Company demanded justice. General Harney demanded glory. And Captain Pickett? He kept digging in, refusing to leave. For weeks, war hovered over the San Juans like fog. Eventually, word of the pig standoff reached Washington, D.C. President James Buchanan took one look at the situation and said, essentially, "What are you idiots doing?" He immediately ordered negotiations. A joint commission ruled that neither side would take full control. Both would station only a small garrison, and the border dispute would go to arbitration. The Americans built a camp on one side of the island. The The British built theirs on the other. Soldiers from both countries spent the next 12 years peacefully coexisting, holding dances, athletic competitions, and holiday dinners together. It became the friendliest, almost war in world history. Finally, in 1872, an international tribunal led by Kaiser Wilhelm II decided the border. The U.S. won. San Juan Island became American territory. No one ever paid for the pig. Today, San Juan Island is peaceful, beautiful, and quiet, the kind of place you'd never imagine once hosted two armies threatening to go to war. The American and British camps are now historic parks. Tourists walk the fields where soldiers pointed cannons at each other, all because one pig wandered into the wrong garden. And that's the lesson of the pig war. History isn't always shaped by empires or armies. Sometimes it's shaped by a frustrated farmer, a stubborn government, and a very unlucky hog.
Welcome to the History of United States YouTube channel. My name is Clyde Chester and I'm 68 years old American. Please subscribe my YouTube channel for more history of United States.